Hey everybody, Movie Review Next Door here, and back with another review, and this time I am reviewing Renegades from 2022. This film was directed by Daniel Zerilli, and it stars Nick Moran, Lee Majors, Ian Ogilvy, Louis Mandylor, Michael Pare, Danny Trejo, Billy Murray, Paul Barber, Janine Darissa, and Patsy Kensit. In this film, when a retired Green Beret soldier is murdered by an Albanian drug gang in London, four of his veteran SAS comrades set out to avenge him, dispensing their own brand of justice on the streets of London. So, what did I think of Renegades? Well, as you can see with the colors, I was quite disappointed in this. I know I shouldn't look for really or give too much hype for a movie from this director, but I was willing to give him another chance because I've at least seen one decent movie from him that I know most other people would be like, yeah, it was complete trash, and that was Acceleration. With Dolph Lundgren, Natalie Burns, Sean Patrick Flannery, Danny Trejo had a cameo, Chuck Liddell, Al Sapienza, and even, where is she? Sally Kirkland had a small part. Jason London, a lot of people were in it. Whatever, she was like the, whatever. She was in Lady Blood Fight, and I like her. But this film, again, the other film from this director I've seen, Hollow Point, was also a 6 out of 10. I'd say this is better due to the acting. Because in Hollow Point, one of the issues I had was the acting for the most part. Not from Luke Goss or Michael Pare, but the other actors. But here, it just feels like you've got this concept. You've got all of these, retired SAS guys going after the people who killed their Green Beret, basically leader in this, in this, support group that they have where they talk about each other's issues and try to get it out of their systems, and then they have a drink. And yeah, that should have been interesting, but this director knows how to fuck it up. But let me get to the cast first. Nick Moran as Burton. He's good in the film. He really is. I'd say he's great. He is in a lot of these types of roles. If you've seen him, you've definitely seen him from something like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He was in Avengement and Accident Man, which were both Jesse V. Johnson movies, and I'll get to why that is pertinent. He was apparently also in One Ranger, from the same director. He's great in the film. He brings a nice intensity to it all while also being able to deal with the humor. He was kind of a humorous character in Avengement as well. So it was nice to see him in a leading role. Lee Majors as Carver. He's not in the film long, and it really pissed me off because on the poster he's holding a gun, and so is Danny Trejo. Neither of them touch guns or let alone hold and shoot them, which is very disappointing. Lee Majors at least got a couple of badass moments, before he died, and it's not really a spoiler, he dies a third of the way through the film, and that's what propels the revenge plot. It's not a twist or anything, but it was nice to see him give this role a try. He worked. I like him. I think he's a great actor. Ian Ogilvy is Peck. He is a big, he's a well-known British actor. He was in films like We Still Steal the Old Way, We Still Kill the Old Way. I think he was in Nemesis. It's not showing up here. There were some actors from this that were in Nemesis, but he does a good job. Louis Mandylor is the villain, Gorham. He's, again, all in a lot of Jesse V. Johnson films: Avengement, The Debt Collector, The Debt Collectors, Hell Hath No Fury. Yeah, he, The Mercenary. So yeah, like he's a great actor who I wish would get into a decently budgeted film, because I do think he has a lot to show. He's a good actor, just like his brother Costas Mandylor from the Saw films. Michael Pare has a bit of a cameo as Donovan. He's a CIA guy. He's fine. Danny Trejo as Sanchez, a weapons dealer. He's fine too. Billy Murray is Woody. He's got an eye patch. He's the kind of crazy one, I guess, even though all of them are kind of crazy. He was good. Paul Barber as Harris. He's kind of an explosions expert, or an explosives expert. He was good. Janine Narissa is Moore. She's one of the officers looking for a reason to put these the like sex traffickers behind bars. She's good. The thing that like took me out of it at times was her face looks a bit, I'm guessing she got plastic surgery or something. I know that's a rude thing to say, but still, it is very distracting on camera, and it kind of takes me out of the scene. And Patsy Kensit is Judy Carver. That's the daughter of Lee Majors' character. She's fine too. But yeah, this film, the director, Daniel Zerilli, he's technically an action director, but none of the movies I've seen from him really have any worthwhile action other than Acceleration. Which in Acceleration you had Natalie Byrne, who co-produced the film, yet she chose to have her name be fourth on the poster, even though she's literally the main character. But she's one of the best things about that film. Dolph Lundgren's in it for a little bit, but he's not really the reason you're watching the film. As you start to watch it, you get into her character and her story, and you just wish there was better production value. But it's well lit a lot of the times. It's nice to look at, surprisingly, for a film that I think was made for under $3 million. And yeah, I liked her acting, I liked her character, and I liked her fight scenes. But other than that, Hollow Point was a big disappointment, because I was hoping that Luke Goss was the star, and he wasn't. It was this singer who's not even that great of a singer. Dylan J, I think his name was. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to stop watching this guy's movies, because I just keep getting disappointed by him. I'm keep thinking like, oh, he's gonna get better, but if anything, he's gotten worse, because like Hollow Point and Acceleration were in the same year. Acceleration was decent, I thought, but like, yeah, I just gotta stop watching his movies. But yeah, with this film, you have a lot of actors here that are in a lot of, British crime films, shows, all that. You have Nick Moran, who is in, again, a lot of British action movies. You got him in Nemesis. And you got Louis Mandylor, I think he's Australian? Yeah. Australian actor. You got Billy Murray, who was in the Rise of the Foot Soldier films, and also We Still Steal and Kill the Old Way, and Nemesis. And even Janine Narissa was in Nemesis, and We Still Kill and Steal the Old Way, I think. But this is one of those films where I was like, okay, the premise is very cool. I like the premise. It's these old guys, they lost their friend. They want to get revenge for the friend, and they do it by taking down this drug trafficking / sex trafficking ring, which, again, not an original concept, but I do like it when movies try to tackle a subject like that. It doesn't really get too deep into it, and I'm fine with that, because it's supposed to be a dumb action movie, but here's where the issue comes in. The action is not well done. It isn't. The issue with this director is he uses way too much goddamn CGI. He uses really bad plug-in effects for the guns, and it's very obvious that they just filmed this on the streets of Britain without getting, like... They might have gotten, like, permits to, like, cut off a bit of a street, but there's... everything that shows here, like, all of the really bad CGI explosion later in the movie, and there's like every gunfight, there's no stakes, because I can very much tell that it's, like, you know, really bad plug-in effects for the blood, excuse me, for the muzzle flash. They, like, there are some times where the blood looks alright, but that's the thing, this director is not good with CGI. It's probably a budget thing as well, getting a cast like this. Like, it's a decent enough cast, it really is. I really like Nick Moran from everything that I've seen him in so far, and yeah, a lot of these British actors are very obviously working actors. They're putting their all into this film that most people would be like, just wing it, they'll pay you anyway. But no, these actors are professionals. If there's anything I can take away from this film, it's that I can say their performances are good. They are. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm trying to give credit to films where everybody else would say, oh, worst movie ever. Because this isn't the worst movie ever. It's not. It's just simply not. You can't give that to a movie where there's anybody giving any modicum of effort. Like with the Tyler Perry movies, if Cicely Tyson is in it, you immediately know, okay, this is not the worst movie ever, because Cicely Tyson is always bringing her A game. Rest in peace, Cicely Tyson. And Tyler Perry's not that bad of an actor either. But with this film, it's just that I wish this was Jesse V. Johnson doing this, because that's what he does. He does these types of movies where it's like, okay, I'll get a cast of, like, what people would consider B-list actors, and I'll put them all in a movie and just put a lot of the money into making the effects look really good, or making the action scenes stand out, which they do. In Accident Man and Avengement, they stand out very well. Very much, because he uses a minimal amount of CGI. He uses a lot of practical effects, which is always great to see. And yeah, like, I love Avengement and Accident Man. Triple Threat, I could have done with a little better. That could have been a bit better. I haven't seen a lot of his films. Mercenary was good. Debt Collector I'll have to rewatch. The Butcher was awesome. But yeah, like, he's clearly a very talented director. And I hope that he keeps making films. I'll have to look at One Ranger, because Thomas Jane is in it. I love Thomas Jane so much. But yeah, like, I just wanted this to be good. I at least wanted a decent movie. I wish the action was better. I wish the direction for non-speaking scenes is usually pretty fine. There's sometimes where it's clear that they just got the actor, they're like, okay, pretend you're washing a table and going inside. And it kind of feels like filler at times. It kind of feels like they don't know what a scene should be at a time. There's like one scene that's literally just one of the cops looking at one of the characters washing a table, and then he goes into the bar, and it's like, why does that need to be there? Like, I don't know. And the ways that the villains get their comeuppances are just so boring. This is not a movie I would ever watch again. It's not. I was so excited to see Lee Majors in an action movie, and I didn't know that was the plot of this. I did not know that Lee Majors was the one that died a third of the way in. I thought it was going to be another one, and I thought it was going to be Nick Moran and Lee Majors teaming up, which would have been awesome. I really wish that was the plot. And the way Lee Majors dies is also kind of lackluster. That's what I'd say. This director is lackluster. It's not even that he's the worst director ever. It doesn't feel like like, I feel if he actually cared about what he was doing, and I'm not saying he doesn't, it's just a feeling, because you can kind of feel it when a director doesn't care about how something pans out. This kind of feels like he made a movie just to make a movie. I know that might sound harsh, coming from me, who tries to give every movie a fair shake, but that's how I feel with this. It feels like he just made a movie to make a movie. And it feels unfinished at parts. The effects feel unfinished for sure. You could have used blood squibs. It would have been no more expensive. It wouldn't have been. For how much action is in this movie, it wouldn't have been. And I'm so disappointed because, like, when you look on Google, or when you search up the movie, let me search it up right now. Renegades 2022. 3.7 out of 10 IMDb, 94% Rotten Tomatoes. That is the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know why it's that high. But, like, seriously, I just... Oh, God, and the dialogue. The dialogue at so many times is very wooden. I feel... I hate to make conspiracies, but it says like 250 ratings, and somebody's review said, I bet the 250 ratings are cast and crew. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm not going to start rumors. The dialogue is very, like, wooden, and it's like, oh, what did your father tell you? He told me this. Oh, what else did your father tell you? Did he tell you where he was going? These aren't exact things, but that's how the dialogue kind of feels. It feels like they made it up as they went along, and I just don't know what else to say about this. It's, I don't feel like my time was wasted, I guess. The actors are trying. And I can give so much credit to a movie when the actors are trying when the director isn't. Because that shows you how great of actors they are. When usually, like, actors like Samuel Jackson or Alec Baldwin, like, all these actors that people love, they're in, like, a direct-to-video thing, and then they're not trying. They're not. But then you get these actors in the kind of mid-budget range films, or actors that never got out of direct-to-video that are, like Eric Roberts. Eric Roberts will appear in any movie. He'll appear in an asylum film and give a decent performance. That's dedication, and that's why Eric Roberts is one of the most prolific actors alive. Yes, he was in A Talking Cat, and yes, I do love A Talking Cat as kind of a guilty pleasure, so bad it's good movie, and that is what I would consider so bad it's good movie. No one is going to say it is a legitimately good kids film. Eric Roberts is hilarious. But yeah, like, Eric Roberts is an actor's actor. There's a reason he's been in almost 800 films, and it's because he likes to work. So if Hollywood wants to push him out, go ahead. All of us get to have Eric Roberts in our films. Hell, I'd love to cast Eric Roberts in a film. But yeah, there's not much else to say. This movie, it's okay. It's watchable for the performances because the actors are having fun. They are humorous. They are serious when they need to be. And yeah, I really liked seeing Nick Moran star in a film. So again, pros, the acting for the most part is really good. The pace is fine, I guess. There's some decent cinematography. Like, there's a shot like while a guy's running and the camera's like following behind him to the side. It's interesting cinematography for the most part. Cons, again, the CGI blood, the CG blood, the CGI explosions, the frickin' muzzle flashes on the guns. The CGI all across the board is terrible. The action is poorly staged, very haphazard looking. It looks like it was a very. It looked like an afterthought. Oh wait, another pro. There's a song in the film that kind of plays throughout it called Renegades. Let me see who the artist is, because I forgot his name. Renegades by Suge Jackson. A catchy rap song that plays throughout the film at times while they're doing vengeful duties. I do like it. I like that rap song. It's very goofy, but I'm fine with it. But yeah, it's on Tubi. I'll link it if y'all are curious. But so, that was my review of Renegades. If you liked the video, comment, subscribe, like, whatever, and move review next door.